we're always looking to grow the water management section. And growth happens with different ideas, different backgrounds, and so diversity is key to that. If everyone has the same thinking, then guess what? There's no progress. And so progress happens with diverse of thinking as well as diverse of personnel.
I think these new avenues of onboarding has been very, very critical in making the workforce diverse. In 1998, Mobile District had a rift. They lost a lot of people during that time frame. And so now they have young engineers, young individuals, and then they have those that are at retirement age. So they lost that medium, that middle ground right there of knowledge. Now, what can happen is with these onboarding tools that we have and resources, we can go out there and get those individuals that are at mid-career point and actually hire them to come on board to work for the Corps of Engineers. The first thing a manager should do is when they want to hire, they should contact the HR office. And what we would do is sit down with that manager at that point in time and basically ask that manager, hey, what do you want? What are your needs? How fast do you need this person on board? And so what my staff will do is say that, hey, we have this process. We have direct hire, what we call recent grads. That's for somebody that is just graduated and can bring on board. That has accelerated the onboarding process for managers to hire and get people in critical positions quicker than what they've been doing in the past. You know, we've been able to go to different areas, different schools, different communities, different types of career fairs, and to select these type of individuals where we didn't have these tools or resources years and years ago. And so now I feel like this is making the Corps of Engineers more competitive to their private sector competitors.
I've always lived here. I'm a Mobile native. Always lived and worked in this area. I found the Army Corps of Engineers through USA Jobs. I was previously a contractor with NOAA co-ops doing similar work. I was maintaining meteorological and water level gauges. So I was kind of in the same line of work. I know that there's good retention and development within the Army Corps of Engineers, and that's what, when I saw the position come available, that was kind of what led me to pursue it.
I was able to take advantage of the direct hire authority. And it's an incredible tool. I work closely with HR to describe the position that I want. And that position is then put out on USA Jobs as well as other social media. But I go a step further. I have contacted colleges within the region that specialize in graduating minority engineers and contact their job recruitment office and say, okay, here, I have this announcement. If you would, please make sure your candidates who are interested apply for it. Because if you're not reaching out to the individuals, a lot of times they won't apply. It's not that they don't have the knowledge base, it's just that, again, everyone doesn't know about the Corps of Engineers. And so you have to be deliberate.
Funny story, my senior design capstone professor used to work at West Point, and he also had a lot of contacts with the Army Corps of Engineers. And he was saying, hey, like, I know you're really interested in like the civil environmental intersection of engineering, you should take a look. And so he pointed me towards the USA Jobs site, and I was just looking through the recent graduate positions, see what was opened. I was graduating like in 3 months, so I was like really pressed to find something. I know from obviously my professor who was there, as well as some of my college's alums, they like drilled home when I was just talking to them and such about how their recent graduate programs are some of the best because they take the time for the training as well as like making sure that you're up to code and such. So even if you do transition to the private sector, like further along in your career, you're well prepared for it.
One of my most recent hires, Ms. Jody, due to the pandemic, I wasn't able to have a face-to-face interview. So she wasn't able to come see the environment that we're working. And part of the challenge of working in our environment is that it's very open. And so that person has to be comfortable working in an environment where there's low petitions, where you don't necessarily have your private space. And so she asked if she could actually meet the team virtually. So I got clear from HR to do it. And they said, yeah, go ahead, do it if your team is comfortable with it. And so she had an opportunity to introduce herself to the team, and the team, vice versa, had an opportunity to introduce themselves to her. They sold the program. They sold themselves. They sold the section. They sold the family.
Chief Hathorn set up a virtual meet with the water management team, and I just really got along with everyone there, even through virtual means. So I knew coming in, like, I would have no problem meshing well, like in person and not just on virtual.
It's a group effort to have that person be a part of our group or part of our family. So the onboarding is not just me, it's the team that they're becoming a part of.